Hello, everybody. Noel Hart here, TDS, and today we're going to talk about assessment. And I'm so excited that we're going to discuss essentially the what to do with those learning targets that you probably have been creating in effective instruction, and really talking about what happens when you think about the end in mind. What will it look like at the end of your class or at the end of your unit? That's going to help you really kind of focus on what you want your students to do because student work is not what I give students. Student work is the actual work of the students. What are the verbs that I want to see my students do? So it's very important to think about assessment. When you have gotten this presentation from your Google form, and what is going to happen is I let you make a copy of your own, and you are actually going to fill this presentation out, and then you're going to hit share right up here, and you will probably just copy the link. And then what I want you to do is when you go back to your Google form, you're going to insert the link in there. So that's how you're going to submit your work into me. So all your work is going to be done on this presentation that you have gotten. So the first thing I want you to do is right here on the first slide, write your name. Just click right there, and then I want you to type your name so we know who submitted what, and that will work out real well. So type your name in right there. Okay. Now, as we get to this video, we're going to talk about um, the ticket in the door. So I want you to think about this. Students can hit any target that they know about and holds still for them. Do you think all of your students could do your work that is asked of you if you gave them a target that they know and that holds still for them? See, a lot of times in assessment, well, I'm going to go from my own personal experience. What would normally happen for me is I would teach this amazing lesson, and we would do this stuff in math and things like that. And I'd have them be able to answer questions, and I would feel so good about myself because I got them through this mathematical process and stuff. And I would be like, "Oh yeah, they can do it." And then I'd ask this question. I always ask like three questions at the end of the day, right? So one question would be just like what they did in class, and of course they got that answer right. And number two might be one a little bit different, but then 75% of that got it right. And then another one would be this extra step. This it was a little bit more challenging because it added two or three extra steps involved. And a lot of those kids couldn't do that. And I would always think, oh, I'm a bad teacher. But at the same time, I never taught them how to do those steps. I never taught them how to think through those steps. So I am giving them a target that is constantly moving. And so I felt bad about myself. They felt bad about themselves. And then we found that assessment was kind of a dreaded word. So I want you to right now tell me how assessments make you feel. So I have anxious, bored, scared, challenged, and excited. And I want you to uh, move that word over. And if you want to go to the add speaker notes right here, and if you want to kind of type in a story about why assessments make you feel a certain way. But we've got to understand that when we think about assessments, normally our feelings about them are transferred over to our students. Like when I was a kid, I loved assessments. To me, they were challenging. And when I came into the classroom, I did not know how much anxiety those assessments had. So that transferred over. And so I need for you to think about how do you feel about assessments and how would you deal with that with the students that you are going to teach this year?